Damn, that was him
He
cutting
was like,
off. He actually
"Fuck
just
you
stopped the
guys."
recording.
Yeah.
I'm not going to record these fucking assholes.
Fucking, what is this riffing bullshit?
There's way too many white people.
All right,
in
let's
a
get
room.
back on script.
Let's get.
What are the 3 times you laughed the hardest in your life?
That's amazing. That's a great question. I didn't know you were working.
All of them were fat kids falling. So I don't really rank them. It's a 3-way tie.
Yeah. that's
When you were a
100%.
kid or now,
Or
all of the above?
if someone falls,
no matter what.
God, it's the best.
It
I saw a
really is
lady fall
funny.
the other day. She was jogging, and she
Yes.
biffed, like a legit biff, like all the way to the ground, like didn't catch herself. And she got up. She fell so hard, I like started to pull over. So I was like, oh, God, this lady could be dead.
Yeah.
And then she got up, and she did that thing where she's just like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
Like she was like, I fucking fell. Like she knew, like I biffed for
There was
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did she try and play it off? Like, did
No,
the
it
earth
was-
just shift a
No,
little bit?
it
'Cause
was
I don't-
such a biff. Like her feet went up, like
Yeah.
in the air after she hit the
No.
ground.
That's nice.
It was almost like a somersault.
That's a good one. That's a good full.
It's so human.
I've done
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I've fallen
fully.
and just sometimes I'll sit there and laugh for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I get up and just keep running. Today's episode is brought to you by MyBookie.
Man, for all your betting needs this season, check out MyBookie. No question.
True. And use promo code STORE. STORE.
Traditional spelling.
That's true. It's we're not even saying world famous. We're just giving store. Cut
That's
to the
it.
point. You know why? Because it's a new season
They'll-
right now.
They'll double your first deposit if you use that code.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a nice little addition there.
The thing I like about this is like where I grew up in South Philly, when you bet with a bookie, if you win, you got to wait for him to show up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or if you lose, you don't have to hide.
Sure.
You know, you put the money
Money's
in.
already in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put your money up, you win, they pay you. Great. Right?
Play, win, get paid.
There
That's
you go.
simple.
Play, win, get paid.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing. Because right now it's a new season. Antonio Brown is on the Raiders, right?
Yep. The
I mean,
Steelers are split up. They got LaVon Bell. He's now on the Jets.
yeah, that's crazy.
Odell Beckham, he's ruining his life over in Cleveland.
You think he'll make a difference?
I think they'll win
I'll
at
tell you
least
what.
4.
You can bet on it.
Yeah, go ahead and bet on it.
And guess where you can bet on it?
My bookies.
MyBookie.com. Absolutely. Using promo code STORE. I think that would work.
They have better bonuses and more prop bets than any other sports book.
That's true.
Prop bets are fun. I think a lot of people are going to get into that.
You think?
Yeah.
I think so too. Also, like,
Any loser can bet, win or lose.
yeah,
I'm talking about someone who has some creativity in their betting.
absolutely.
Some interesting side bets that
Yeah.
will take them to that next level.
Which is exactly what you need to go to MyBookie
Yep.
and use promo code STORE, STORE. I like to spell it a lot. In case people don't know how to spell.
And all
Most
you got to
people
do
know how.
is you got to pick 5 NFL games against the spread every week to climb the leaderboard and score your share of a huge cash prize pool. A lot
That's
of people
amazing.
don't realize that.
Yeah. Wait, so that you just put down, like it says, you just put this year, they're hosting the first online handicap super contest.
That's right.
First place is guaranteed to win $100,000, and it only costs $100 to enter.
Those
That's
are good
amazing.
odds. Those are good odds. If you're going to bet $100, you want to win $100,000.
I've lost $100 a lot of times and never got $100,000 back.
Yep. Well, this is
or
this
at
is
least
your only
had that
place.
even option.
Yeah, this is the only place where that chance even exists.
MyBookie.com. I
Yeah.
think we got this, Rick. I think that if you guys don't go there, you're not smart. This is a new season. New things are happening. Exciting things. Get in there. Even the fantasy football league, right? You got fantasy. You can bet
Yep.
on your fantasy over and unders on your fantasy football players, correct?
Make your betting personal. I like it.
Yes. I like it too. I'm into it. Guys, do yourself a favor. Go to mybookie.com and use promo code STORE, STORE, STORE.
Don't be a coward. Know you're right. Get
Yeah.
out there and prove it to the world. I caught my first grown adult on a scooter flip over the front about a month and a half ago. And I was like, oh. And then Julie goes, Daddy, what laughing at? And I was like, well,
Pain.
yeah. So the human condition, I guess.
I feel like if you looked up scooter fails on
There's
YouTube,
probably
I
a
bet you
lot.
there's a lot.
There's probably an Instagram account just for that.
Yeah. And it's just that's one that's gonna keep giving.
They're giving tickets now to them for
I saw
driving
that.
on the sidewalk. But
Yeah.
now I'm seeing them in like the left lane of traffic. I'm
It's-
like, no,
dude,
bitch.
It's the worst.
This guy was
What are
on
we
the
gonna do?
sidewalk, and he was pulling up to the curb at the intersection, and
Mhm.
he stopped short, maybe 5 feet from the curb, and then literally, phone in hand. I don't know if he was looking at his phone, because I just saw him flail with his phone in hand, which meant he had one less arm to brace himself for concrete. It
Yes.
was fucking beautiful.
They look so. You know what? There's something about the position, because they look like they're on a pogo. Like it's such a dumb looking position. It's like that dressage horse, like where they hold the reins up all
Right.
high
Yeah,
like an idiot. They just look. You cannot look cool on one.
No.
It is not.
But you can look
Possible.
cool falling.
Oh,
Like if we put that in
Hilarious,
a slow
yeah.
motion video.
if you fall
could
off
be
a
amazing.
scooter, you should just wait and know that you gave a gift to so many people around you.
Yeah.
They were hoping you'd fall, and then you gave them what they
gave 'em
wanted.
what
Put some Benny Hill sound effects and
Yeah.
music on there.
Yeah.
And just maybe speed it up until the actual
Ooh. Yeah.
the actual impact on concrete.
Are you? How old are you? I feel
Whoa.
like there's an age cutoff for Benny Hill.
Yeah, I'm 38.
Okay. Yeah, you're not that much younger than me. I'm 42. I feel like
Oh,
if
don't
you-
worry. I'm in the thick of
If
it.
you're,
People
If-
don't know him now, probably.
it's just it wasn't on TV for them. Whereas it was just on late at night
It was
when I was a
very
kid.
late.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember it being late, and I would stay up to watch it and
Yeah.
get in trouble. But
I-
I was obsessed with it.
I just remember the infomercials
Yeah.
that would come on late
The
night on like
music
Comedy
For the
Central.
Ridiculous.
VHS tapes.
Yeah, and it's
Was it-
like, or it'd be like, it's a 10 DVD pack, the best of Benny Hill.
Yeah, like they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's
Every
the same
epi-
joke over and
You know
over
what I
again.
noticed one night is Daphne from Frasier was one of the ladies in her underwear running. She
Wait,
was a Benny Hill
wow.
running late because it was when Frasier was on. I'm
That was
watching
her
night,
credit.
and I was like, "Who the holy
Wait a
shit? That's
minute.
Daphne." Just hauling ass in an open field by a castle with Benny Hill chasing her.
Do you think they could make that today?
Impossible.
Impossible.
It would
right?
be. There's no version of it that is. You couldn't even. You'd kick you out of the room pitching it.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a white perv and a bunch of women in their underpants, and he chases them, and it's funny. They'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Look, let me contact Fox because I think we could get this thing passed.
I don't. How would you?
Who would
go,
be your Benny Hill? Like
This is
Pauly
what I'll
Shore?
say to him. I'll go,
or-
look, guys, I know it doesn't sound like something you want to get into, but we're talking blackface. And then
Whoa.
Yeah.
they're going to be like,
Blackface rape.
there's so much wrong.
Yeah.
This-
Wait a
It
minute.
might just be really wrong.
This is almost as stupid as The Masked Singer.
we
So we
get-
may be in here.
we get a push from Donnie T at the White House.
Oh, he would
This
be
is the
behind
best show.
it. That would be he would be like, yeah. This
All
is
of his
what I was
followers would
saying.
get on board. We'd be getting 40 million views per
Views?
episode.
Whoa, this is a good idea. It's
Stacking
actually taking
cheddar.
it better.
There was that episode of The Simpsons where they like go into the future, and Marge is like, "Wow, Fox turned into a hardcore porn channel just right under our noses."
On the
You're
way.
like, "Yeah, you're not far from
Yeah.
it. Like, it's not inconceivable."
It's right there.
yeah.
On Neil Brennan's pilot he did for Fox,
Mm-hmm.
there was a great line about at one point he said something and just these hot chicks in swimsuits walked out
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Did you say perfect 10?" And then it was like the crowd responded like it was an episode of Married with Children.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And
Yeah.
I was so sad that they didn't pick it up. So I'm like, God damn.
Was that those what they call them, short comms, where they were like 15 minutes?
Oh my god.
Neil had one, Dove had one, Ali Wong had one. It
I
was just,
remember
they were
them.
trying to do this weird
But
thing.
this was Neil's
No, this
own.
this is
Oh, the
Neil's
other
thing he did
Fox
last
one.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neil's fucking funny, man.
He is.
He's a brilliant writer.
He's in that place now because I see him all the time because we do a show together on Tuesdays. He's in that place now where like his new jokes are good like almost immediately.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's just
He knows it so well. He
well
knows
now
him.
he's more like people finally know about him.
Yeah.
So there's like less of a hesitate. He just has more confidence in what he's doing, and the jokes are just good right away. You're like, this motherfucker, goddamn it.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing that show for a while over there.
For like 8
Dude never
years.
got
It's
an invite.
Great.
I tell him I should call Sarah.
Sarah who?
Sarah Mello.
Mello.
I don't know her. She doesn't speak to me.
Oh my God, she's another great human
Sarah's the
being.
best.
I mean, apparently, Kevin Christy knows all the great human beings.
Yeah.
Sarah Mello's one of
Yeah.
them. This
Yeah.
gentleman here, his realtor.
John Bronson, my
John
realtor.
Bronson.
I roll with a realtor.
That's my
That's how
realtor.
things are going. Just in case I see a house at night and want it, I have a
He's
night.
with you.
I have a daytime realtor and a nighttime realtor.
Dude, that's
So-
important.
You
And
know
al-
there are night notaries. You know this already. There are night notaries. They're special notaries. If you need to get something notarized, like
Really?
at 2 a.m, I had to. I'm on
The
like
cocaine notary.
exactly. I'm on like
Hold on
the
a second.
deed.
Right out.
If Al Madrigal and his wife die in a plane crash, I
Wait.
get his kids in his house, and so he was like doing all the forms or like for something, and like he had to have it signed by the next day. So a notary came to my house at like midnight, and we're all sitting there signing forms. Her name was like Esther Kang, and she was a night notary.
I love that.
And what a weird fucking job.
We always had a note. Mike
I
Becker.
smell sitcom.
Yes.
What?
Night and day notary.
Yeah, John Larroquette.
We always had a
I
notary
love
that
Larry Cat.
Mike Becker was Mitzi's like right hand. He
Mhm.
did the podcast a while ago. He was a notary. Like that was her thing. Like he
Yeah.
did everything here, no matter what time. I guess he was a day and night.
I
24
refinanced my house, and a notary came to the Comedy Works in Denver. Like they sent the guy sent the forms to somebody in Denver, and a notary came to that condo.
Oh my god!
And I did it in the lobby of the like. It's such a weird.
I have a studio apartment.
Yeah,
Does that
I
turn
mean,
you
look,
on, realtor? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He likes crossing the tracks to the other side sometimes.
Yeah.
He
Someone,
likes to hang out with renters.
I know what you're saying.
when people ask, like, how'd you get a house? I go, I got lucky 3 years in a row. That's literally it. Like, I did nothing on purpose to get it. It was pure luck.
But
those were the good old days
Good
when
old
that
days,
commercial
bro.
money came flowing in. Like,
yeah, you guys did a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
But you did a lot of TV, film.
Yeah,
A million different things.
Yeah.
You did the Can't Buy Me Love movie.
Yes, the remake.
My little sister
The
was
remake.
so
that's
upset
the
about
better
it.
one.
Let me tell you, that movie has paid decent residuals.
I
like,
believe it.
It's on BET
I've seen
all
it a
the
million
time.
times.
That movie's worth probably at least $2,000 a year since I did it. So such a nice
Wow.
surprise. Every once in a while, I just get a
Yeah.
check in the mail, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, love don't cost a thing."
No,
Fuck yeah.
Love
No.
don't cost a thing. That's what
Yeah.
I right.
no
right.
insult. Never seen either one.
Okay.
Really?
Never
The-
saw the original. Never saw.
Well, now there's no way either one of them hold up at
you
this
don't
point.
think? When was the one you were in? What year was that?
I hadn't. I think it was like 2000, 2001. I hadn't started doing stand up yet,
Oh wow.
so it was a long time ago.
How long have you been doing stand up?
I'm not. I think 16 years. 17 years,
Whoa.
a long time.
Okay.
Long fucking time.
Well, because I feel like,
When I
like the
showed
way
up,
you said that, I was
he
like,
was
oh,
friends
is he
and
new?
family.
I was already
It was
yeah.
him and Kirk Fox were the
Yeah.
guys that they just put up every week, and I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Oh, you
"Who
and
the
Kurt.
fuck are these guys?"
Yeah.
I just worked 75 hours this week for
For
3
a
minutes.
nickel.
For $75 whole, and this guy just
No,
walks
that's
in.
too much money.
No, I got showing up here. I got super lucky. I didn't have to work here to get employee spots.
Yes.
Yeah. But to be fair, back then, it was basic. It
No one wanted
wasn't.
to perform.
No,
Yeah.
no one.
No.
I don't even know
Except
what
for
you'd
me.
call it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just telling you how we
This
pulled.
was a hostile open mic.
Yeah, we pulled you aside and we're like, listen, you seem like a good dude. You're gonna have to stop doing these
Well,
impressions.
first of all,
Aw.
two
So you're the one that ruined Rick.
of the
All
worst
right.
statements of all time. One, if I would have kept on track with those hacky, terrible impressions, I'd be
See?
super successful right now.
Yeah.
And two, I am not a good dude. So there was a lot of mistakes made.
You were a good dude then.
Yeah, well,
In that
kind of.
moment.
But one of my favorite things that Jeff Richards ever chimed in, and you were like, "Oh, Jeff Richards is here." Someone was talking about, dude, it didn't take you long to get bitter, and Jeff Richards just goes, "I met him, I think, a couple months after he showed up, and he was pretty bitter already." I'm like, "Thank you, Jeff."
I just remember you stopped thinking anyone was funny after like 3 years.
Yeah, that's
Like
probably
no,
true.
you were just
That's
like
long.
you were just like that person's terrible. Like no matter who they were, you're like that guy's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. I just to this day, people are like, "Do you see the special?" No, I didn't see it. Did you see Burr's new special? I go, love Burr. Haven't watched a single minute of it.
Oh, I don't watch. I try actively
never
not to
do.
watch. I need total deniability.
Yeah,
I don't watch anyone's shows, anyone's movies, because honestly,
Damn.
I don't care. If I'm friends with you, I kind of don't care what you do to pay your rent.
Right.
Like, because you could like luck into some weird act that people like, and so you next thing you know, you're doing that. I don't care, man.
Right.
If you're a decent human, I don't need to like your stand-up if we're friends anymore.
Yeah.
Like we're all just doing this
I
thing.
mean, I'm a Bill Burr fan.
Oh, for sure.
So
I mean, it's great when I like their stand. Like, you know, I love
Yeah.
Mark Maron's stand-up, and I like him as a dude. Same with Bill.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm not a huge fan of your stand-up, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Have you done a special?
No,
Why?
I don't really want to.
Oh, I like that. I like that
dude,
little
that's-
whisper.
That's
I mean,
success right
it's a
there.
weird thing to say, but like, I don't know. You don't get a ton from it anymore. Also, to be
Well-
clear, no one's asking. Let's,
Oh,
just
okay.
right off the bat, literally no one's asked ever. But also, like, what unless it's
But
a
people have had you help them
I know
writing
someone-
for
oh yeah,
theirs.
yeah.
I mean,
I
you've
work
done
for people sometimes.
a ton of that.
I
Yeah.
know someone at MySpace Comedy if you're interested in doing
Dude.
secret shows.
Listen,
it's not a special. But
I'll have an hour transcribed.
Yep.
You send me $1, I'll fax it to you.
all right, perfect.
I'm gonna do the first fax machine special. Yeah,
I'm totally
that.
into that.
yeah. But no, I don't know. Unless
Yeah.
it was to me, unless you're going to do a massive Netflix special or someone
Or
else
what,
comparable.
Hulu,
Yeah, now it
Amazon,
seems
all
like
that.
Amazon and Hulu's going to
They're
try to
right
get
at
back
their
in the
feet.
game.
Yep.
I will say, I turned on the TV. It was nice to see Alonzo Bowden like come up on my TV
Yes.
because his is coming out. I was like,
He's
fuck yeah, Alonzo.
Amazon today?
Amazon,
I think
yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah,
He's great.
yeah, he's
Fresh.
Don't. He's literally one of the nicest people in the world.
Well, he should do a
And
1 hour stand-up nice
His
special.
Stand-up is brilliant.
Stand up a fellowship special.
I just, all these good people,
Yeah.
they should just do TED Talks about how to be kind because they're
Isn't
not
that what-
making me laugh.
Isn't that what stand up kind of is right now? That's what half of stand up is a TED Talk.
Dude,
Only because yeah.
Although,
that's what I
you know
say
what?
about Tripoli.
that's the Nanette effect.
I watched a weird special the other day that I really liked. It was this kid. I
You're
think
gonna
his
say
name.
about the cubes.
No, I
Oh.
fucking love that thing.
Okay,
Heliotor,
me
my favorite
too.
shapes.
Me too.
It was so weird,
That I loved it.
but he's not trying to be weird. He's weird.
This is that bullshit Saturday Night Live writer, guys.
Nah, I don't know.
I don't think
Is he?
so.
Yeah.
Is he?
Is he a
Yeah.
writer?
The something shapes.
Yeah, my
Yes.
favorite shapes.
Yeah, he's
My
a Saturday.
favorite shapes.
He's
Dude,
a Saturday Night Live writer.
It was so specifically weird for real that I was like, this isn't a bit. You are a bizarre abstract thinker.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I don't care. And by the way, the stage,
But it was true to him.
Yeah.
Like it made me. I got
listen,
involved because I was like,
you are
Oh,
incapable
wow.
of liking it. I actually
It's
can't
not
think
even-
of something you would hate more.
It's
You
No.
would hate it
you know, what
as
we
much
should
as
do?
I liked it.
someone explained to me what it was,
Yeah.
and they wanted to know what I thought about it as a concept, and I go, I don't know what you're talking about, but that sounds fucking terrible.
I loved it.
We should
I
film
fucking
Rick
loved it.
watching.
Oh,
it. Like
you
forcefully
would
watching
hate it so much. You know what
Dude,
you do?
You would
we
just
take
hear pause every 5 seconds.
we
So
take
he-
we take money, and for every minute you leave early, we take away money.
yeah.
And so to get the money, you
I
have
You
don't
to
gotta
need
laugh.
sit
money.
there.
I don't
Yeah.
need
game
money
show.
that bad. I wanted to pitch an idea to Comedy Central, and I didn't because I've never had anyone who could get me a meeting with anybody ever.
You don't know Jordy Fox?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can get you a meeting.
I
in
don't
a
think
second.
he likes me. I mean, I
Why?
wasn't kind to him at any point.
You weren't nice to Jordy Fox.
I was as nice as someone should have been to Jordy Fox
I
when
love
he
Jordy
wasn't someone
Fox.
at Comedy Central. Me and O'Neill tried to literally ruin his friendship with Jeff Richards
Okay,
one
that-
weekend in La Jolla.
That was amazing. I do remember that.
Jeff Richards once had me meet him at Patty's in Burbank, the diner,
Oh,
and asked me to illustrate a calendar cookbook.
Mhm.
okay.
He wanted me to do
Makes perfect
365 separate illustrations
Perfect.
for a recipe every single day of the year. Full color paintings. And he was like, what would that cost? And I was like, honestly, about $150,000.
Mhm.
And he was like, well, what if we just split the money? And I was like, I'm in, knowing full well I would never hear from him again about it. And I didn't.
That's. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a perfectly
I would've done
valid
it.
thing to just come and ask.
Yeah. Why not do 3 years worth? You know?
I was like, let me, I
I
was,
can
What
get
the
you
hell was-
$40 right now.
I'm eating,
Was
and I'm like,
he making the recipes? What were the
I
recipes?
believe, I don't
Probably
know if they
Faberman's
were,
recipes.
yeah, I don't know where he was culling the recipes from.
Filth on filth.
Yes.
This one's called crushed pig.
It's pig for pigs, bro.
this pig, then I cooked it.
So, Yeah, I don't know where he was It's hard to imagine him writing 365 separate original
I
recipes.
can't imagine that.
But yeah, he wanted me to do 365 separate full color paintings.
That's beautiful.
And I was like, fuck yeah, when do we start,
Split
bro?
the money.
Split the money. Split all the
From
money.
the selling
from
of
the
this.
from the profits.
Avi.
Here's my pitch to Comedy Central. I hope they're listening.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to send this to Jordy.
I just want to have a show where it's basically Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's just me watching the stand-up specials that Comedy Central has the rights to.
I think they'd be into doing it for other network specials. Like you shitting on non-Comedy Central specials. That's the angle.
Yeah, look, I'll shit on anything as long as it's people doing comedy.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of explain. Do you get that? Because we thought he was going to say, but instead,
Yeah.
because he's clever.
You told me you thought I was funny in 2006, and I made sure you never saw me again.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you got scared.
Well, I was
Is
just
there-
like, look, I got, it happened once. I think we went down to La Jolla,
Yeah.
and you were like, it's nice to see someone I think is funny actually be able to do stand-up in front of people who were actually here.
Yeah.
Because it was when this place was not.
Oh,
We
sure.
were just, it was a
Yeah.
bombing factory. And I was like, great, I just need to never have Rick see me ever again.
That was the weekend you bullied the fuck out of Adam Epstein.
Hell yeah, I
I
did.
hope so. Was he
fucking
picking blueberries?
I fucking bullied that little piece of shit.
Yep. And
you
where's
don't
he
like
now?
him? I like
Nowhere.
Adam.
I threw his luggage
He's a
out on the.
producer.
I threw his luggage onto the balcony of the
patio.
on the I said, "You
Wait.
sleep out here."
Why?
We-
First of all, I can't ever picture.
well, it
you
was
being
me.
a bully.
It was It was me,
I
Rick,
feel like you invented
Freddie
bullying.
Lockhart,
Yeah.
and Adam Epstein to La Jolla. And I on the way there, I'm like, this is literally the nicest four people. Because Rick was
Yeah.
sort of nice still back then.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I was like, these are the
wasn't a
nicest
monster
four
yet.
guys to go. And Epstein had never been to La Jolla. I was like,
He's
wouldn't it be
beyond
stupid if we
nice.
just decided to bully Epstein like it was required, like he
Yeah.
had to take it?
It was like freshman hazing.
Yeah.
This is
but-
sin.
So as soon as we walk into the condo, I took his like roller bag and I just threw it on the
Kevin
thing outside.
Stood up, walked over. We're all like, "Hey, what's up, Adam?" He walked over, grabbed his luggage. Epstein literally looks at him like, "What is he doing?" And he
Why
just
is
walks
he taking
over,
my bag?
opens the sliding door, tosses it out, and goes, "You're sleeping out there." And we're all like,
And then at the shows, one of the shows I was like, you have to go on stage. You can't say a word for like 15 seconds, which is a fucking eternity.
Oh yeah.
"Yeah,
He went up first.
yeah."
And so he had to go up there and stand. I don't know why he said yes to this. If he'd have just been like, no, I would have been like, yeah, okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have protested on
matter.
Well,
any
you threw
level.
his bag. At this point, he
I
doesn't
brought
know.
it back in immediately. Like I was like, just kidding. Like I picked it back up immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really fucking. But and then
Kevin is really bad at being a bowler.
I know. 'cause
it
I
was
gonna
my
say,
first time.
It was
This
his
is
first time
first time-
bowling.
was
He
my first
invented bully-free zone schools. Like I
Yeah,
don't
it was my first time.
understand.
And then
I
we
was so
made him
proud of
use
him, though.
Jimmy Pidd's catchphrase, and then the others. He had to say it
Three
separate
times, yeah.
times.
Where
in
to
the,
weed at?
where to weed at
Of course.
in a 9-minute set.
And he doesn't have weed bits, and he's
Nope.
not a stoner, so
Nope.
it just
Not
came
at
off like
all.
people. There were still a few people who cheered just because he mentioned weed, but it was so out of place.
He opened with it. It was the first thing he said.
After
and-
the 15
because
seconds.
you want to get
silence.
one. You want to get one out.
Yeah, first
that
thing
way-
was where to weed at, and they were like, people were like, woo! And then he did his normal jokes that had nothing to do with pot or drugs
Yeah.
or anything. And
Literally
then
blueberry picking.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
between
I
jokes-
remember his.
where to weed at again. It was magical. I can't believe
With-
I
and
did
he
it.
said it with the same complete lack of energy that he delivered his jokes with,
Yeah,
which was
Adam was
spectacular.
so like
the nicest dude.
such a
the
good dude.
nicest.
His wife's
sweetest
a
guy.
commercial casting director too.
But I think he's a producer or director or something
don't-
like
I
that.
don't know what he does, but I have auditioned for his wife.
Yeah,
before.
it's great. They're
She
great.
works over at 200 South La Brea.
200 South
Whoa.
La Breeze, bro.
I like
The
that.
legend.
The legend.
legend,
I've been
that's where it
going. I've been going there before there was seating.
Oh, look at that.
I've been going there for so fucking long.
Dude, I've been on 3 commercial auditions in 2 years.
Look, it's done.
yeah.
Do you
It's
think
done
it's
as
over?
oh, it's over for sure.
So it's just people using their friends.
No, it's
or-
not that. It's that it's all non-union.
Yeah.
They realize there's no reason. And
to-
They don't
yeah.
get any benefits.
they
out of
don't get it.
using
It just the only time they'll do a union one is if there's a famous person in it who they can't get around it doing, for the most part, or an athlete.
There's
Yeah.
like basically telephone companies still do union. So
Apple.
like Geico's, all that
Yeah.
shit.
But
insurance.
People will do anything to be on TV, and they don't care that they're getting totally hosed. So there's always going to be tons of people willing to take a couple
Absolutely.
grand to be in a commercial, and they don't realize that they're being fucked out of like 10 or 15 grand and health insurance and a pension.
Yeah.
They just want to be, because they're in their mind, they're like, well, I'll do this,
I'm
But
and
that's
it'll
gonna get me on
it'll
the-
lead to so much.
I
And
mean,
you're like, honey.
I think a lot of them are even just going, I'm working for 2 days and
Yeah.
I'm getting $3,000.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
better
yeah,
than working at Chili's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously. I mean, whatever. Do it. Do your thing.
Yeah, I think I went on an audition and I kind of blew it in Santa Monica a couple months ago. But it was a
The one on 4th Street
yes.
by the school.
No, I'm sorry. Like
Ocean Park.
Ocean Park.
Ugh.
That one.
Ugh.
Those
That's it.
Those are the I used to hate going there. Now they're the only ones I want to go to
But
Really?
the guy that
because everything else is too far. Every time I get one, like I get a lot. The 2 out of the 3 auditions I've had in the last year and a half
So 66%.
were in
Over
the
there.
SAG building next to the La Brea Tar Pits,
Oh, okay.
oh,
and
A lot of methane. Be careful.
it's
did I do that one?
it takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get there, and then it takes me
Jesus.
There's
an
some
hour and 30
fucking
minutes to get
casting
home.
director. I live in Los Feliz, and there's a casting director in Santa Monica that loves to try to get me to go there at 4:00 on a Friday. And I just lie. I'm like, I broke my arm. I just don't go.
Yeah,
It's
That's
a
hard.
5-hour experience.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Dude, I
It's
went to
not-
the
Why
last
can't
audition
you
I went to.
Film it.
They don't do that.
Ugh.
They last audition I went to was probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and it was in the SAG building, so I drive all the way there. It's like 3:00.
Mm-hmm.
Takes me an hour 15 to get there. I go upstairs. There's 2 auditions going on. One of them non-union, Coors Light.
Yeah.
The other one was the union one I was doing. And in my mind, I'm like, they're doing non-union auditions in the
In-
SAG building.
Yeah.
Like that's where we're
SAG
at.
is just gonna have to
Scary.
give up that fight because they've lost.
There's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we got that lady from 90210.
I think
Presidenting.
Matthew Modine's about to be the president.
I got his email today. I'm
Okay.
hoping that he takes her out.
I
He
think-
was not kind.
I
and
think
About
respect
her?
that.
Really?
I think Modine is about to. He
Is
said,
there a race? Can we vote?
Yeah, if you're in SAG, you can vote.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
in
You got to
vote.
vote
SAG.
by the end of
I
the
don't-
weekend.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can vote.
whoops. Maybe I gotta read those emails. I don't read them.
I don't open a goddamn. If it's
I'm
not a check, you
terrible.
can.
I'm
Can't go in
with
the
you.
trash fast enough.
Yeah.
But thank you for the pension, SAG. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, I just found out I have one too.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not going to be good, but
that audition I did on Ocean Park was the guys that write Drunk History.
Okay. Yeah.
They were doing it, so I really wanted to get it, and it was a lot of good improv people there.
Yeah.
And I had
no such thing as good improv people.
I'm saying like
Did they
it was-
ride their bicycle while eating an ice cream cone? Those fucking frauds of comedy.
Talk about a thing that kind of
I
died.
thought I did really well,
I
and I
hope
didn't
so.
get a callback.
Improv.
That's some bullshit.
Everyone
We'll
I
burn
kn-
'em down.
I could. You'd meet so many people that were constantly doing improv and all that shit, and it just seems to have gone away.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
but I think what I was thinking with
give me a city.
No.
Wait
Yeah,
a minute.
How about a job? Throw a job out there.
Topeka.
Damn it. All right. What's my job in Topeka?
I don't know. Do they have any there anymore?
God damn it.
You hunt down serial
Governor?
killers.
I think governor's the
Oh,
only.
governor's open.
Yeah,
That's
the only
You
open.
can
job
be
left.
a governor. Or a warden at a jail, something like that.
Ooh,
Leavenworth is pretty close.
Is what's the famous murderer from Kansas?
Rick Ingram.
No,
Oh.
I'm not famous yet. We have BTK.
Yeah, BTK.
He was Wichita's
yeah.
finest.
Do you
And
watch
we have the-
Mindhunter?
We have the In Cold
No,
Blood.
I've got to get into
Dude,
that.
it's
great.
so good. I just finished the whole.
I
second
auditioned
season.
to be BTK, so I didn't watch the first season because I was a little bitter, but it's really good, and he's really good.
Wait, you wanted to be BTK?
Well, I didn't pick. They just had. I went in.
Like
Someone
he
called-
auditioned.
You don't even look like him.
That's mainly the problem why I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a
That's-
real awkward
That's
audition.
the only audition.
They literally should have just had Dr. Phil show up to play that part. And I know right now BTK's listening to this podcast going, "What did that
Avi.
motherfucker
Is
just
he
say about me?"
alive?
Oh, yeah.
Is he still in jail?
Yeah, he's
They don't have the death penalty. Did he get life without parole? Is that what he got?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
There's no death penalty in Kansas.
We have it, but
I
they
think he
haven't
got.
killed anyone in a
Well,
long
I think
time.
because he went into such detail at the trial, like he basically laid out all of it. Sometimes I think when you do that, that's how you get out of the death penalty. Like if you
Yeah.
tell us where everybody is, so we know, so we can close all these cases.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched
don't want
all
us-
that video to try to learn how to.
I
talk
gotta
like
watch
him.
this
they don't want
Mindhunter.
to. They don't
I've
want to
heard
spend the
great
money
things.
to
keep
put him
looking.
on trial. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
he's willing to just be like, yeah, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole thing was like he didn't want. He was just a straight up family man that worked for ADT,
Yeah.
and they
Oh
caught
my
him because he was
God.
sending his taunting letters from the church computer.
Okay.
So they just traced it back to the church where he was
Yeah.
the guy who handed out communion every Sunday.
Yeah. He just
But-
really liked murder.
Yeah, he was really into binding, torturing, and killing. That
Yep.
was his thing.
Mm-hmm. Mindhunter's so good.
I,
It is.
It's so good.
Is that
It
the
took
only
me 2 days to
audition
watch all of it.
that you ever went on where they said that you don't have to look like Kevin Christy? Because usually,
Yeah.
It happened to. I once showed up at an audition. I used to say, if I see Kevin, I should just go home.
Those were the days.
So I
Those
showed
were
up.
the
Those were the fucking.
I showed up for some audition, and it was on Sunset, and I walk in, and Kevin is there, and I'm like, I guess I should go home. And he was like, just wait till you see the sides. And I walked over, and they had a picture of Kevin on the sides that they cut out of an art magazine.
Oh yeah, that was so weird.
And then he didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
oh wait, you didn't even get
No, I was the
Amazing.
fucking.
He
What are
was
those
the-
called? The breakdown.
Yeah.
I was the fucking picture. I didn't get the job.
That's hysterical.
I went in for a thing once. It said a Kevin Christy type in the breakdown. I didn't get hired.
And people always say, "Why are people in Hollywood crazy?"
But I remember
Right
once
there.
there was a
Oh.
pilot. Tom Papa had a pilot like years
Okay.
ago, and
Oh,
there was
yeah.
a part of Judah. The breakdown was Judah. Where's a hat that says world champion on it? It was clearly Judah
Yeah.
Friedlander. Me and Ari are auditioning for it. We're like, we asked, so like, have you guys read Judah? And they're like, no. And then we saw him here, and he goes, have you gone out for Tom Papa show? He's like, no, I keep hearing about it. I'm trying to get an audition
He's
for
the
it.
nicest.
It was like, it's clearly written about you.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
Oh
fuck
my
is wrong with
God.
these people?
There's a lot wrong with those people.
Maybe Judah cost too much.
Not at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time you could have.
No,
got Judah
he was
for free.
here. He was like hanging out here.
Yeah, yeah.
None of us cost anything.
I don't. Did he have the world champion?
Yes.
Or did he just have the fisherman's hat?
No,
Or
it said
whatever
it was
that's
he
called?
had he was doing world champion at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it was just blank, and
I
then there
think
was,
they gave him the job, but he had to like audition to be himself like 4 times.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he couldn't do it.
Some people can't.
I wrote a pilot once, and I was so happy, and I was pitching it, and my friend from William Morris, who I practiced my pitch on, I was
Mhm.
like, all right, let's see if this. She's a big agent over there, so she goes, "That's great, Pumpkin. Who do you think's gonna play you?" And I'm like, me, bitch.
No. No.
She just
No.
squashed it right there. She was
No.
like, "Yeah, that's not gonna happen."
Ari Shafir and I wrote a script together once. We got to page 80 and then read it and realized we rewrote Old School on accident.
Oh, good.
But
How
we-
high were you?
I mean, we weren't high. We just weren't paying attention. And we hadn't really seen Old School. But then we always wrote like the parts we'd like to play and the parts they would give us. So it was like
Okay.
the 2 main guys and then like the friends that were in like 3 scenes. Like,
Yeah.
no, they'll let us be this, but not
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Like we would have bailed if they were like, we want to make this. You can't be the star. I'd be like, sold. Like we would,
Yeah.
like we didn't give a shit. We didn't finish it because it was awful.
You should finish it and then have it read live, like he did with Shooter. I'm upset. Did you ever listen to that yet?
I'm not listening
Did
to
you?
anything.
No, I just
So
want.
good.
I want Tommy's.
Yeah, we want
Oh,
that. We
Tommy's
want
Whitney
that.
spec.
Well, Whitney walks in.
It was
Okay.
written in Microsoft Word.
Whitney says
Apparently.
something funny here, and
Like?
then mentions that she has a mentor at her workplace who gives her stage time.
Plays a guitar.
You know what's sad? Eventually, there will be people here that won't understand
No.
who Tommy was and what happened.
There's
and
already
how
people
weird.
here that
There's
don't
already
know
lots of people.
Tommy and Mitzi.
It's like explaining who James Painter was to people. It's a
Ugh.
shame.
It hurts.
It's a
buddy.
shame.
I had someone hit me up a couple months ago. We were talking about on one of these podcasts, and they were like, "What does Jim Painter look like? I just got to know." So I snapped a pic of his headshot in the front hallway,
Mhm.
sent it to him, and they were like, "Wow, that's not what I was expecting, but it might be freakier than I thought."
Who was it? Was it Bobby Lee on stage? Was like, your face looks like a saddle.
Oh,
Why would you say that? God, he was the best. Fuck.
I mean, we're trying to get him to come back. Come on, Danish and O'Neill.
He said to somebody,
Email him.
I did not enjoy doing stand-up as much as other people enjoyed me doing stand-up.
He's
I
probably
think it was
right.
just too hard on him.
He might be right. I mean,
When he became Lettuce Patch, I was like, you got to stop doing this. And he goes, it's too hard bombing as myself. I was like, all right.
Lettuce Patch was
Lettuce
great.
Patch was so strange.
Blue,
But great.
Blue Painter. When it was Blue Painter, I was like, all right, this is kind of weird. It's
Yeah.
kind of an inside joke because only a few of us know who Blue Iris is.
Yeah.
And then when Don was like, you don't steal my talent. And he was like, I'm not stealing your talent. I'm doing a character.
When I
If
saw
I see you do that again, I swear to God, I will fucking end you.
when I saw what's his name getting a blowjob from Blue Painter in the bathroom. was
PJ.
PJ.
I remember.
From
that.
Blue Iris.
Blue Iris, sorry.
Oh, Blue Painter.
I
that's
would
a-
not suck
Oof.
PJ's dick.
Blue Iris. I'll never forgive Danish and O'Neill for doing that to me.
What? Making you
I was
look?
in the parking lot and they were like, Kevin, can you come look at something real quick? And I was like,
I
sure.
love it.
And they go, just look in the window and tell us what you see there. And I look up and I'm like, oh. I go, Blue Iris is blowing PJ. They were like, thanks. If we told everyone no, would believe us, but you're like a credible human being.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to confirm
They
that that's what
needed a
was happening.
credible
Yeah, they were like, have Kevin go look because everyone will believe him and no one will believe us.
That's what happens.
It was awful. PJ
But
had
you
his
saw
head.
it?
He
Yeah.
had his head like looking up, like, oh.
Was her wig on or off?
on?
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a bummer.
I saw her
God
eating-
rest her soul.
Teeth
I saw
in
her
or out?
licking
Don't know.
Interesting.
Scary Perry's asshole on the
Ah.
OR
I'm sorry.
stage.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I walked in. It was probably about 1:30 in the morning. I just changed the sign
Yeah.
Okay.
out front. I was walking through
so
the
you're
OR
feeling good. You're feeling
with
good
the
about
with the letters. Things were going good.
So things are good.
There was probably 3 people, maybe 5 tops in the audience.
Right.
And Don Barris was sitting on the table at the front of the stage.
Yeah.
Directing.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue Iris was on her knees.
Yeah.
Perry, pants around his ankles,
Mhm.
facing
Okay.
away from her.
Yeah.
And she was licking his butthole
Yeah.
on the stage at the Comedy Store. And I didn't even, it didn't even, at that point, it didn't even make me stop and be like, whoa, what's happening? It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, someone's
Can't
getting their
erase
ass
that.
eaten.
I
Can't
remember
erase that.
seeing Don's dick one night in the OR.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, you got to remember,
He doesn't
I
stay
can
late.
draw
I went
it from-
home.
I'm not even an artist, and I can draw it from
Yeah.
memory.
I missed like if something happened, I wasn't there because I was,
Oh, okay.
I had to hear about most things. But I remember one
'Cause you were
night,
normal.
yeah, someone in the audience like tried to say he had a small dick. And that porn star he was dating was like, I know that isn't true.
Saturday.
And then Friday.
Friday. yeah.
Right. One of the days.
So he just pulled it out and it was like, oh, okay.
Dude,
well done.
my buddy had
Completely shorn,
what I
like
can
hairless.
I can only describe as a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Within 10 seconds of Barris taking his dick out in the back. And
That's a
when
real
my
thing.
friend walked up, he goes, he drove down from San Francisco that night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a 5-hour drive in the dark. Got to
Yeah.
L.A. at like 11 o'clock at night.
I thought that place was gay, but this is way
Ah.
gayer.
Dude, he walks up. First thing he says, like, do these blinking lights ever make people have seizures?
Oh.
I don't think so. So we have a couple beers. We're probably 2 or 3 beers in. We're standing in the back by the belly room circle sign.
Mm-hmm.
And Don is talking to someone, and he's like, yeah, well, have you ever seen a dick like this? Pulls his sweat shorts down.
Yeah, sweat shorts. Sweat
And-
shorts always.
Sometimes you can just pull them
To
over.
be fair, the calves on that guy.
Right.
He
Incredible
wasn't
calves.
wearing. He wasn't
Yeah.
wearing pants.
Right.
No.
His calves are fucking insane.
Yeah, the tree trunks.
That's a guy. When you see legs on a guy like that, you don't
You
fight
don't
that
bother
guy.
him.
You don't
No.
fucking
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy because you're gonna get on the ground and he's gonna fucking push you around like a goddamn wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
That's how when he threw Holtzman to the ground, I'm like,
Holtzman called
Holtzman-
timeout though.
Yeah, that
He
is
did
true.
call timeout.
Well,
in the
that's
middle
fair.
of the
You can't
fight.
do that. You
Yeah.
can't do that. If you call timeout, that's fair.
His watch broke.
Oh,
So he
that's
called
well, yeah. You gotta call timeout.
timeout.
You get one timeout. When 2 friends fight, you can call timeout
I think that's
for a
fair.
while. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's totally fair.
It was the most amazing thing ever.
I remember once years ago, I performed in the OR just for your mom.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Rick's
Sounds
mom
like a
came to
joke.
visit. No, it was like a Monday.
Yeah.
True,
No one was there. It was your mom and like one other person,
Yeah.
and she was having a great time.
I remember once it was my dad, Bernie, one of his business associates,
Great.
and one
Oh.
other person. And Dave Taylor was like, why are you people even here? Well, what made you decide to stay? My dad's like, I'm Rick's dad. And he's like, Rick's dad. And you are? And he's like, I'm Bernie. He's like, of course, Rick's dad and Bernie. It makes perfect sense that you're here.
Remember once I was at the Westwood Brew Co. back. This is so
Legendary.
long
I
ago.
love the
I was
sobled, no doubt.
No, I got sobled here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did
One-
you get sobled as
One
well?
night, Barry Sobel tried to get me to go to a really cool hot tub party, according to him.
I don't see why not.
Every
Yeah.
hot tub party is cool when you miss soaps.
I just got off stage. I had this terrible joke about
Getting in
being
a hot tub.
being a born again Christian. I was like, being born again sounds cool, but I'm not sure of the dynamics of getting back inside my mom. She's a lot older now, and I get that's one of the worst. That's a fucking
Solid
horrific. And I get off stage, he's like,
Hey, that inside your mouth joke is awesome. I love it.
he goes, I really like that joke. And I was in my head, I was like, that's no way. There's no way that's true. He's like, I'm going to a really cool hot tub party. If you want to go with me? I was like, do those exist anymore? I think Jeff Richards was going too.
Well,
Yeah.
naturally.
I did not go.
Jeff definitely went.
Yeah.
Dude, one time Jeff Richards, when he still had all those houses, he had,
Yeah.
he had a house up on Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, I remember.
And so he threw this party, and like me and Sheezer went, and there was probably like 40 or 50 people there, and it's a real cool house, nice
Mhm.
view of the valley, and people are walking around, and Richard is in a Speedo swimming. He's the
Great.
only one swimming.
So
Fantastic.
hot.
And every time a girl walks by, he'd grab their leg and be like, get in the pool.
Oh.
And they're all just like, ugh. People go, who is that? I'm like, that's the guy whose party you're at. And at one point, he
Please don't press charges.
at one point he was just sitting. There was a hot tub waterfall that went into the pool,
Great.
and at one point he just sat underneath the waterfall and let it just rain on his head for a solid 10 minutes while we sat there
No.
drinking. Like,
Yeah, like a beautiful lion.
is he gonna kill himself?
Is he gonna
Is he
kill
trying
himself?
to drown?
Yeah.
It was an interesting time for sure.
It
Why
was
didn't
some-
you go to the hot tub party with Sobes?
Because I knew exactly what
You knew
was
the game
wanted
plan.
of me. The only people
didn't-
that have ever hit on me are gay men,
Okay.
so I know when it's happening.
So you're saying straight women or gay women don't
Nope.
hit on you?
Very
Ever.
rarely.
That's
No.
not true. I disagree.
No, it's
Sobes
love
tossed
that.
some heat your way.
So
You didn't have the self-confidence.
Sobes came
back
at
then
me
to
with
go
a
for
with
it.
a hot split finger. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going back to the Burbank. I'm gonna go home.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go home and cry.
This is in your-
Also, hot tubs give me like a heat rash on my legs. I'm not into it. I'm not in a hot tub
That's
person.
hilarious.
I can't do it.
Just randomly?
The
are you
few
just-
times I remember being
We're just so white.
seems
somewhere
sensitive
on a
skin
vacation and
gentleman.
Yeah,
getting in a hot tub and then my skin being red, like
I
a weird
can
kind of
get
red.
that, Yeah.
And I was like, maybe it's just like hot chlorine cooking in my flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was gross.
Your skin's sensitive.
When Sobes first threw some high heat at me in L.A., he,
Yeah.
High heat.
he didn't realize that he had already tried to fuck me in Kansas when I was
Okay.
19.
Oh, okay.
And so he thinks he's got, a new play, and he doesn't know I already know he's this creepy gay. And so he's like, dude, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was working the back door, and I'm like, I don't know, working. And then he goes, man, this works out great. You should come pick me up. We need to go to Home Depot. I was like, what?
What?
And he's like, I got some like do-it-yourself type things I need some help with, and it'd be great if you could come help me. I'm like,
Oh my god.
oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that. man."
Whose high heat was more convincing? Like you were more likely to go with Sobes, or when what's his name?
Louis?
No,
Oh.
fucking the homeless guy came at you on the streets of
Oh.
Hollywood.
Boone?
Boone. When Boone came at you, like Ricky Ringer, I
Oh.
know what you're doing out here.
I mean,
Can I take a bath at your house?
but
That
Boone
one?
Boone was never as creepy as Barry Sobel. Because
Right.
also with Boone, I mean,
Boone's very
you could
honest about
literally
it.
spit on him and it might knock him into sunset. But
I want to go to his storage space so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Apparently, it's chock full of stuff, like a gold mine, like a vintage gold
But
mine.
is it just shit he steals and hides?
I don't
or-
steal nothing.
I don't
Boone,
know.
I got people. I got people who steal it for me.
When
Wait a minute.
when Michael Jackson died, those shirts and Prince, those T-shirts he had were good.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting on some stuff over there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he stole Dave Taylor's phone, tried to sell it back to him.
Oh,
He got
yeah, yeah,
banned
yeah.
from here because he
Yeah.
stole
We
the industry guy's phone.
of that.
my one of my friends told Boone that he wanted an N encyclopedia from before 1950,
You got the N.
and
What?
he was like, N? He was like, yeah, Boone, there's just some words in there I think that wouldn't be post 1950. Yeah. I'll look.
When-
Maybe a week later, he's like, "Where's your friend at?" I go, "I don't. He comes like twice a year." Well, I got the encyclopedia. I'm like, "What?
He stole it from a library.
Give me $1."
When Boone finally passes away, they better put his name on the wall. They
No.
fucking better.
I disagree.
Really?
Ugh.
He is a
For what?
mainstay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a trash
Listen,
mainstay.
He is a part of every person's experience that's come through here.
If Jimmy
but
and
not
Joey,
a great experience.
if Jimmy and Joey are on
Half
the wall,
the people
there's
on
no
that
reason
wall
why
are a
Boone Shock
terrible
shouldn't be.
experience.
I agree. Jimmy and Joey actually showcased and got past.
Uh-huh.
Then she changed her mind when she took
Well,
the right pills.
That's when you get the black paint out and you fix the glitch.
I think Boone deserves to be on the wall.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Boone
Ugh.
deserves it more than 70%
He's
of the
the
names out
reason
there.
Danish and O'Neill quit.
I
Not
was
that
here.
I'm not happy for
No,
them.
we-
I am happy.
I'm
they
the one who
quit.
told Danish and O'Neill to quit.
Boone pulling his dick out is what made them leave that night.
That night they were fed up because
They were-
fucking Lainey and Jerry's like friends were rude to them, and they were like, "We just
I'm
want to
aware of
quit."
it. And then
And
Boone did that.
And I was like, "Are you guys literally?" They're like, "We're thinking." I go, "You should quit right now," while the lot's full. And they were like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, but let me get my car first."
Yeah.
And I got my car. I got out of there, and they quit like 30 seconds later.
Because
Yeah.
when they were pulling out,
Dean had to park cars. It was beautiful.
yeah, Ian
I remember
Edwards.
he goes, "Dude, you want to get back on the clock?" Fuck no, I don't want to get back on the clock.
No.
I think Ian Edwards was pulling in, and he goes, "Hey, can we get out? Because we're gonna quit." And he's like, "Are you working?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's hilarious."
That's hilarious. I hit Ian Edwards' car once, and he was totally cool about it.
Who wouldn't be in this lot? I
Yeah.
mean, some people are dicks, but
I mean, his car was nicer
I
than
hit
mine.
I hit a lot of cars in this lot when
So
I was the
many
lot
cars.
guy.
Yeah.
Never mind though.
My car had some, not the car I have now, but the car I had before had some mystery dents. I was like, that's definitely Comedy Store shit.
I have
Yeah.
a big one in the back of my truck right now.
I mean,
like,
I'm sure Doc hit my car with other cars.
But
Had
Doc
to.
would tell you. Like, I
Yeah.
remember him coming in.
He also he also popped out like a dent in my car
Yeah, 'cause
with like no problem.
Yeah.
He's like half a gypsy.
Yeah.
No, he used to work for Ford,
Ford,
Yeah.
for years.
I had a dream once that me and Doc were beating someone to death with hammers,
okay, I
in the
like
parking
this.
lot.
Beautiful.
and I had to pull. I stopped, and Doc wouldn't stop, and I had to
Yeah,
pull.
Doc's a fighter.
I had to pull Doc off of the guy. Blood everywhere, like blood
I
all over
smell
Doc.
Sitcoms.
And I'm pulling him off, and Doc's like, "Disrespect me, motherfucker!" Like he wouldn't stop beating this guy.
Dude.
with the
Why is he
claw
still
side of
pushing
a
his
hammer.
glasses
Dude,
up?
the night Doc punched the guy in the
Oh,
face for calling him
yeah.
Urkel was
Oh.
so great.
Was-
That's racist, man.
I love it.
Then the guy calls the cops.
I
The
love
cops
Doc.
show up, and they're like, "What happened?" And he's like, starts telling them what happened. And the cop comes over and he goes, "I need to hear your side." And Doc's like, "Man, we was kicking this dude out. He got mad. He said he ain't leaving. We said, dude, you got to go. I said, man, you got to go. He said, what are you going to do about it, Urkel? I got mad. I punched him in the face." And the cop was like, all right, that's what
Okay,
he said, too.
okay.
And then he literally just he's like, all right, you have to get out of here. And he's like, I want you to arrest him. He's like, no, I'm not arresting him.
No.
You started that fight.
Yeah.
Doc's like, man, see, people, sometimes cops are all right.
Yeah, every
I'm
once
like,
in a while.
dude, someone called you Urkel.
Yeah.
No one on earth is going to accept that.
You could punch a lot of people back then here.
Yeah.
Get away with punching. I remember Chips threw a woman down the steps. No one gave a shit.
Yeah.
Harris Pete.
Oh,
the
Harris
Harris.
fucking
Pete
lady
by
in
the
the
hair.
wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
Dumped
Yeah.
her out.
Yeah. While telling her Jim Varney was the greatest comedian of all
Okay,
time.
well, that's a fair.
George
assessment.
Carlin was a piece of shit. Jim Varney, bar none. Greatest comedian that ever lived.
Oh, none.
He thought he was truly
We had Harris on.
It's the best.
One of the greatest.
Again, one of those things where you're like, when you were new here, you had to like, he was never going to like me, but you had to contend with that
Yeah.
mood.
Yeah.
Harris was going to be in a bad mood no
Yes.
matter what. So how am I going to
Yeah.
negotiate?
Navigate through the night.
Like, he didn't know me. He's like, you can't sit here. I'm like, oh, I'm a comic. Ah! You're like, all right.
Yeah.
You just had to deal with that. God, it was such a weird thing back then.
That's right, because you never had to work here.
No.
So you didn't have to deal with him.
No, I
We had
didn't
to
know.
deal
I
with
didn't know a
him.
lot of the people on a personal basis because I didn't work here. I had to just kind of get them to like me slowly by not being annoying. That's what I just was very
But
quiet.
you did fit in very well. Like,
Dude,
I just kept my
For
fucking
not-
mouth shut.
I made it 2 years. I worked here for 2 years, and at no point did Harris ever warm up to me slightly.
Right.
He would come in the back. Are you working the back door? And I'd be like, yeah. He's like, why are you so and so in there? I'm like, I don't know, 'cause
Yeah.
they're in there. well, I didn't give him a ticket, so it must have come by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at my job.
He's making $25 a shift. He's not looking at who's walking in.
I can make more money by selling $5 bags of weed than I could.
Ren Azizi showed me his boner once when he was working the booth.
I don't
Just
see why
'cause
not.
He was just like, "What are we gonna do with this?" I was like,
What are we going to
you-"
do about
I was
this?
like, why are you showing me this?
That night was so funny. Were you here for that?
Which?
The real, what are you going to do about this
Oh
night?
no.
Oh.
I remember there was a waitress here. There was a brief moment when I was single here, and there was a new waitress who was gonna go to like design school. So Renzi was like, Christy, she's gonna go to art school. Go fucking talk to her. I go talk to her. I'm
That's the
terrible.
big connection.
Yeah, I'm terrible at talking to women. So I'm just not satisfied with her design knowledge. So I basically start lecturing this woman about design.
Smart.
I
Obsessed
for
with
real
you.
gave her like a book list. I was like, you gotta
You're
look
like,
at
look,
this,
you're
this,
fucking
this,
your
this.
life up.
Yeah. 5 minutes later, I walk by the booth. I just hear Renzi, "You're fucking blowing it, Christy." He goes, "She says you're uptight." And I swear to God, I was wearing a jacket at the time. I'm like, uptight. So I just unzipped the
Done.
jacket a little.
Checkmate.
That's it.
I was like,
yeah.
I know how to solve this. I'll lower the jacket so you can only
Check.
see my button-down shirt.
Checkmate,
And she'll
bitch.
see
That'll
how
start this puss
relaxed-
barrage.
Dude,
You're blowing it, Christy.
you know, NASCAR T-shirt, Kevin would have fucking slayed.
Oh,
Totally.
bro.
You would have hit that puss like Earnhardt hit the wall.
She'd be broken in half.
I like this.
I'd Talladega
I like
it.
Just destroyed her.
Just destroyed it. Do a sketch while we bone. Like, none of that would happen ever. These are all just impressions of people with charisma.
It's the only way to live.
I remember
That's
that girl's
are you in
name.
a relationship? Are you married?
Yeah. No, I'm in a relationship.
Just
now.
in a relationship.
I'm
not
divorced, but
married. I
in a
know
relationship.
it. Proud of you for getting divorced. Kidding.
You
Did
told
she-
her to come get me.
Yeah, she was in hot box.
what did I
so
do?
there's
I was
plenty to
in the-
brag about.
I was in the OR and I was doing well. She was sitting in the audience and this is what she told me. She was like, "Where's sci-fi?" And you went
That's my nickname. for
and you
Kevin.
went, "Go get her, Leather. Go get him, Leather." And fucking she did.
Stole your heart.
Cost me $40,000.
I'm
Fucking
so sorry. It was either
Eleanor.
you or Oshak. She liked Oshak.
Oshak was married.
I know, and that pissed her off.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Bob's like, she likes me, and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, she would have fucked Oshak in front of me. For
Who
real.
wouldn't?
He's got great
I smell
abs.
sitcom.
Have you seen
Oh,
his
He's a-
abs?
he's a runner.
shredded.
He's a runner. Him and
Shredded.
his wife run still.
Shredded.
We just hung out the other night. I was
Oshak's so
crying,
fucking funny.
laughing.
Remember when Jim Carrey came in a long time ago to showcase for when he was going to do the I'm Dying Up Here at HBO?
Okay.
Paulie sat next to Jim when I was on stage and was like, "Don't look at this guy, bro. Oshak's on next." He was like lobbying for
Oh my
Oshak.
God.
Yeah. While I was on stage.
Dude.
Good Letterman,
Dude,
right?
That was the night
Dude,
Argus
Letterman.
gave me a spot because I was late. I was supposed to be on that showcase for the show, and I showed up 5 minutes late because I was working, and they put Ellis up, and Argus is like, "You going on in front of Jim?" And I'm like, "I'm late, so I got to go on later." And he goes, "Oh, give Kevin my spot." And he goes, "Jim's seen me. He knows what I do. You go kill him, kid." It was like that. How awesome is
Look at that.
I
Argus,
bought him a
huh?
gift card for Ruth Chris because I didn't know what else
Are
to
you
do.
serious?
Yeah, it was so
Dude,
nice.
Listen, he was trying to make up
And
for
he
what he's
sold
done.
it for something else.
You didn't owe him anything.
That's him trying to clean his
That's the opposite of being
soul.
sobled.
Yeah.
No, but Argus is good like that. Well, who was just on
He's
here?
the one.
Oh,
He
Kyle.
kept when Mitzi told Tommy to get rid of me. He was the one who like told her not to.
That's amazing.
You're
Kyle,
not seeing him right, Mitch. You
Yeah,
gotta
you-
listen to him.
Yeah. You're not seeing him right, man.
You're not seeing
As
him
he's
right,
choking
Mitch.
her out. You gotta watch her. Whoa, hey,
Whoa, gee,
Argus.
don't hit her. Just wait.
Listen, you guys come from a different age of love. This is how we did it in the 70s.
You gotta hear him. You're not hearing the Mitz. Was the only reason she didn't get rid. I guess he's not that terrible. That's what she said.
Okay, I'll
Damn.
give him another chance.
Yeah.
Real goyish guy.
Tommy was like, "Well, everybody likes him."
Oh,
I guess that means something. He's not that terrible.
he hangs out. That's
Yeah.
the most important thing.
He's
That's
part of
not
the
really-
fabric.
He's no burger, but he's pretty good.
Oh,
Wait a minute. That's
Oh, burger sells me weed.
I
Yeah,
saw.
he steals toilet paper. So what?
I
Nobody-
think I saw Burger walking on like Hollywood Boulevard. He's got long
I
hair
love
now.
Burger. He always had
Yeah,
the long
yeah.
braids, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did he always though?
Well, not always, but for
as
the
long as I
last
knew him,
like
he had long hair that he basically wore like Snoop Dogg style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes he had 2 braids that he
Yeah.
looked real cool.
yeah. I like
And he was a
Burger.
substitute teacher.
No, he is.
Can you imagine
He's still a
having your
teacher.
sub cruising with double braids? Hey, everybody calls me Burger. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on
Yeah.
here?
He's pretty smart. He's a
Yeah.
cool guy. He used to get me booked everywhere. Like I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
refer to him as
He
my
booked
booking
stuff.
agent.
He
booked
booked
me in Mexico.
He booked me on
Weird.
the worst show
Okay.
in Lancaster.
He tried
I
to get
did
me
that.
sold.
Listen,
and he was like, he kept building. Show's great. Crowds are great.
it was across the street from
By
a
the way,
prison.
It was
there
in
is nothing in Lancaster that is followed by the word great
Dude,
at all.
I remember I drove up there. I worked at a post production house at the time, and one of the coworkers in the shipping department was like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" I go, "Oh, I got to go do the show in Lancaster." He's like, "Dude, my roommate's out of town. I just want to go do something. You want to ride going up there?" I
Oh,
go,
the worst.
"All right, man." So I take him
Oh,
up there, and we
Jesus.
get there, and this dude is like a bass player or something
Mhm.
in shitty bands or
He was
unsuccessful
playing
bands.
Mitzi the
So-
whole way.
So we get up there and we walk in, and it's not a great crowd as had been advertised.
Yep.
There was like 7 people sitting in a dive bar steakhouse
Mhm.
watching
It's my
Mhm.
favorite.
football on TV.
Yep.
And there's a microphone in front of the Golden Tee
Oh,
video game arcade.
which
and
at that point is much more popular than stand-up
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
Golden Tee was very popular.
it was so sad. There's 2 comics before me. The dude I brought was like, "Dude, this is so great."
So you were headlining.
Yeah, I was a headliner.
Cool.
He goes, "Oh, this is so great, man! I didn't realize comics had to do these same shit gigs that
Yeah.
musicians do." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then Burger was like, "Hey, you can do as long as you want."
You get $50.
Can I
Yeah.
do less than you asked me?
That's my question. I go, "Can I do like 12 and split?" He's like, "We'll try and do at least 30." I'm like, "All right." I got about 15 minutes in,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not doing this shit."
Dude, it was one of
Lancaster.
my favorite gigs. I did it like 30 times, I think.
I pumped
Really?
quarters into the Golden Tee. I go, who wants to see me play some Golden Tee?
Lancaster's that
listening.
place where like you always hear like a grip on a crew like, I just bought a 47-bedroom house in Lancaster for $85,000.
Yeah.
Commute's only 4 hours. Not that bad. And you're like, yeah, it is.
You know who?
Oh, no,
Yes, it is.
You know who just bought a house up in Lancaster and is up
Barry
there?
Sobel, you son of a
The one and
bitch.
only Johnny Zapp.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Still hits me up on Facebook every once in a while with a, "Hey, I'm thinking about putting together a comedy show at the Shoney's up here in
Johnny
Lancaster."
Zapp is the only person at the store I was ever like kind of mean to. I was showcasing for Mitzi the second time. I didn't get past the first time.
Okay.
And he's
'Cause
like,
she
I-
didn't see you, right?
Look, you got to look at him. I'm like, what is this? So I'm standing in the
Stop
hallway
talking.
like pacing because I'm nervous. And he starts to like, here's what you got to do. I go, shut the fuck up, Johnny, like that. I was just
Whoa.
not having any
I'm
of it.
so happy for you.
And then I apologized afterwards. I was like, I'm sorry, I was
Terrible.
nervous. He's like, nah, it happens. When I discovered prior, that didn't, you're lying.
You're
again.
like, no,
Hey,
that's
please
not
don't.
real.
Let me ask you this: Would you mind if I lived in a moving van outside of your apartment?
Hold on, that's really awful.
yeah, like
Johnny.
these
Why
kids
would you-
don't know who Johnny Zapp is.
Exactly.
I
Remember when
know.
O'Neill
It's a
set him on
beautiful-
fire? Was it O'Neill?
The
Allegedly.
flotsam and
Allegedly.
jetsam that
It
was
was-
most of the people here.
It was rent as easy.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Lit him on fire.
Ugh.
PJ put the back of his head out because Zapp was passed out, and so he didn't notice his head was on fire. PJ pats that. "You guys are assholes." And then the next day, Johnny Zapp shows up, so mad. "Who the fuck burned my hair? I tried to comb my hair this morning. My back of my hair is all melted together."
The
And then
comedy
we all
store.
said, honestly, it was Jimmy Pidd. Just so you know.
This used to be a place where you could
Oh, it was a
set
fun
human
house.
beings on fire
Yes.
without the expectation of any repercussions.
No repercussions.
God, it was fuck. I remember we set up bottles on the ledge out by the back door and just threw Nerfs at him and broke bottles.
Yeah.
And Paulie walks in and goes, dude, you
Dude, what are you
can't do
doing?"
this. You can't have broken glass. We're like, ah, come on, Paulie.
Yeah.
We're just breaking bottles.
Mind your business.
No big
weave.
deal. It's recycling.
Remember when we were having throwing, we were see if you could hit the billboard
oh yeah,
Yeah.
with the
with
eggs.
lemons and eggs. Jeff Richards has an arm like a goddamn
Yeah.
cannon.
Yeah.
Richards,
Jesus.
David
Taylor,
myself,
David Taylor.
you.
Yeah.
And
Renazizi could throw the ball hard.
Everyone else.
I don't
was
know
like
if I
with
hit
him.
Favorman. I think Favorman hit it too. David Taylor threw it over.
Yeah. I
over.
remember.
So did
I
Richards.
remember that. Yeah.
God, it was a fucking fun house.
We used to have full wiffle ball games in
Yeah.
the parking lot on like a Wednesday because there were so few comics and or audience here.
Yeah.
It'd just be like, we're gonna play 9 innings.
Yeah.
of
Like if a
wiffle
car
ball.
pulled in, it was like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
come
What are you
on.
doing? We're in
Yeah.
the middle of a game.
Run
like,
It's Easy just kept
normal.
wiffle ball gear in his car.
The foosball table was so fun.
Foosball.
They got rid of that
Yeah.
first week I was here
That
Paulie,
sucked.
the fun vacuum.
because all of the doormen were playing foosball instead of working the door.
Remember when Renazizi turned the main room into a poker room?
Yes.
And he was going to make money having poker
in
tournaments.
the house.
That's how empty the main room was.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to have
that
a
went
poker.
on for a while.
Oh no, he
Fucking
made money.
Going
Yeah.
to have
Yeah.
poker weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody coming,
Fuck.
give the money.
Yeah. It was like
I
a
running
real
it.
tournament.
What?
God,
Terrifying.
what a
I have to
weird
go.
Did
situation.
he text you?
Oh, you have
No,
to go
but-
like the
Oh.
Laugh Factory. You're so cool.
Oh, all right. Well,
There's
come back
the
because
other
we're
show.
gonna. They're a little bit behind, but we'll wrap it up right now.
I just wanted to go in here.
Yeah, they're very behind. He's in the main room only because I thought he checked in with Danny.
Oh, that's
This is what we do. We do podcasts and then we do spots at the same time. But that place he was talking about in Lancaster with Burger, I still have my first lineup because I was so new to stand up.
Oh, you kept it?
And well, I kept it for another reason. But it said it was Nikki Glazer, Sharon. Damn, I always mess up her last name. Jen Murphy.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, yeah, Jen Murphy.
Shannon. Shit.
I don't know.
I can't think of her last name. Damn it.
I remember Jen Murphy. She's funny.
Anyway, so it was the three of them were always together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is a good show because
Yeah.
they're on it. So I'm on it. I'm in the right.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
the right thing, and I get in and I see the lineup, and I'm the new kid on the block,
Yeah.
if you will. These girls have been killing it, and they're fucking. If I could think of Shannon's last name, she was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Shannon Hatch.
I don't know.
Okay, she was really fun. Yeah, Shannon Hatch. And so these
If
girls.
you didn't show me your dick in the
kill it.
booth, I don't remember
Yeah,
you.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. I'm so excited that I drove 9 hours to get here, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I look on the lineup, and it's Berger, who's like the MC. He opens
Mhm.
the show, and all the girls, and
Yeah.
then Eleanor Kerrigan, Dice's ex-fiance,
Oh, my God.
was my fucking credit.
That's how that was your credit. Fuck.
And they brought me up like that. I was like, what the fuck? I was so embarrassed in front of, and they were like, you used to date Dice? And I was like, oh, God. Like, you never made a mistake.
I remember once someone brought me up. They're like, "This guy's really good at drawing." I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What could a crowd care less about?"
Yeah, yeah.
In reference to stand-up comedy.
It's so
It's like, you
ridiculous.
Asshole.
But this place, as we knew it, the fun
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
because so much shit would go on here.
Yeah.
No one was paying attention.
The first time I went up, Bobby Lee got me a spot on the open mic, and I'm sitting there, and he goes, "Are you nervous?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "The guy in front of you's name is Mickey. He's gonna wrap himself in the curtain and mumble for 3 minutes." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, so you're not going to do worse than that." And I thought he was kidding. And then Mickey went up on stage, wrapped himself in the curtain, and mumbled for 3 minutes.
Yep.
And I was like, "Okay, I mean, I can beat that at least, kind of."
Yeah, I kind of might be able to.
But yeah, that was half the lineup. Half the open mic lineup was that
They were
kind of
my
thing.
customers.
Yeah,
That's
fuck.
because I wasn't doing stand up.
You were my first comedy credit. Is
Oh, that's right.
I got off stage and you went, "You're getting funnier, sci-fi," and that's all. That was the first thing anyone said to me that was like evidence that I should maybe not quit.
Duncan Trussell said that, and I don't remember saying it to him, but I was quite the twat when I was waiting tables. Like, 'cause I would watch every night. It was just like.
To be fair, you were kind of in charge.
True.
Like you were in charge of all the waitresses, and it's not like you were allowed to tell Ari or Renazizi to shut the fuck up or do whatever. Like
right.
you
as
were back
people
then.
Should.
If
No, I'm
anyone,
kidding.
you were as much in charge as anyone else.
But so no one was paying attention,
Yeah.
and it was that bad that they put someone like me in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just remember Duncan told us on the podcast, he got off stage, and he said, "How was that?" And I said, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't comedy. And I just walked by him. He said it was the worst night he's ever had in
I
comedy.
miss those fucking ventriloquist
know if I
dummy
was
Duncan
fucking with
sets.
him.
Little Hobo.
I
Oh, Little
love. I used to
Hobo.
have to follow that all the time,
No,
People
and
would
it
go,
was
"Do you-"
so good.
People would go, "Do you like alternative comedy?" And I'd go, "I like Little Hobo."
yeah,
that's about it.
Everything
like
else
Little Hobo.
is trash.
Little Hobo, even Dice would sit in the back and go, "Is Duncan gonna bring?"
Oh,
it
it was because it either
Obsessed with it.
murdered or
Either way.
confused the entire audience.
Yeah.
Either way, it was brilliant.
I killed your dad because he's a Jew. You're like, or your grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing.
Guys,
But
my,
then
my lips
Ari-
are gonna move because I'm not good at this. This is just a tribute.
Did Ari play the music?
No,
Sometimes?
Jeff did.
Yeah. The
No,
Oh,
but
so
sometimes they weren't
or
here.
maybe it would be like, maybe it was Ari.
We cut the piano player. That's how broke we were.
Oh yeah.
For a while, at certain nights we
Open
didn't have
mic
piano.
3 nights a week back then.
That's
we have
right.
Sunday,
we have
Monday,
Brad
Tuesday.
Watson Sundays.
Oh, yeah,
and
Brad.
then no
Now
one
we
Monday
have
or
Bra-
Tuesday.
Now we have them, but when we had potluck
When I got here, Brad Watson played the piano. I don't
on
think-
Sundays,
he always played Sundays.
Yeah,
And that was it.
yeah.
you might be right, but I remember
And then
we
Mondays,
cut the piano for a while.
Mondays and Tuesdays, and then for a long time it's just Sunday and Mondays. On Mondays there was never a piano player because when I
None
had to
of you
host,
guys
I'd always be
witnessed
mad.
the Monday night poetry night.
Whoa.
Are you talking about John Poet,
Mm-mm.
legendary
Literally.
open micer?
Like a slam poetry situation?
There was this amazing lady named Ronnie who I loved, and she's really good, but it was just like
There's
what
nothing
a
in the
fucking
world.
switch.
There's nothing in the
from
world
watching stand-up.
worse than poetry.
I know
Period.
I agree with you, but I understand what it is, and I can watch like that poetry jam. Like
The best poet in the world should be dead.
I could still watch it, but not at a comedy club.
Curtis
It really
Arsenault
fucked me
used
up.
to have that show on Friday nights in the Belly Room.
Yeah.
That started and he'd put
That's
a
how
singer
we met
on.
Ronnie.
He'd
Yeah.
put like a singer in. I'd have to follow a 20-year-old girl singing a Whitney Houston song, and then it'd be like, and Kevin Christy, and I was like, what? He put up a guy once who was homeless. He hung out here for a little while,
Okay.
and he showed up in a hospital gown, and begged Curtis to put him on. And so I'm sitting there, and the guy goes up, and he's like, this guy told me he's from Mobile, Alabama, and he just begged me to get on stage. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this guy a chance. The guy goes up, hospital gown, with the things still stuck on him, the little sticky things,
Sure.
wires and shit. He starts to, what you think you're about to see stand up, he starts to do a riddle. There's that riddle. You have a boat, a chicken, a fox, and a bag of grain. You have to take them across the river in a particular order. You can't leave the fox with the chicken. It'll eat the chicken. You can't leave the grain.
Got it.
And the boat only has room for 2 at a time. He's telling a riddle, and this guy's
It's called anxiety.
it's not. He's not
The
even
whole thing is
high,
just-
so he keeps going. So you got a fox, a boat. Oh fuck! Wait, it was. Oh no. Okay, there's a fox, a bag of grain, and I'm like, oh, this is a riddle, and he can't finish it under any circumstance. He does this for 4 minutes, and then I have to go up after this shit.
and
it
did
was.
Curtis just go up and be like, all right, man.
He was like,
cool."
yeah, man, cool. I was like, what? But that was the only spot I got back then. I got a Friday.
And was that from Mitzi, like a non-paid kind of thing?
No,
or-
I was. It was the only spot I get as a paid regular.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Back when for probably the first 2 or 3 years of being a paid regular, I only came. The only spots I got were Sunday and Monday Fallout, and then that Belly Room spot Friday night at like 1 a.m. in the Belly Room.
The only spots I got the first couple of years was Friday Belly Room. But
Yeah.
the Friday Belly Room was pretty good compared to most
Yeah.
of the shows. In
Friday Belly Room was
And then
always
my
good.
job came, quote and unquote, Tommy, was to go after Rick, because you calm him down, Christy. You get him calmed down after Rick.
What did Tommy used to say about you? What you would do? You're not Danish and O'Neill or the disorganized town meeting. Yours was
I'm like Eric Clapton. He's like Eric Clapton up there, okay? He's an open channel.
that's it, an open channel.
Okay? He's not going to play the same song the same way.
Wow.
And I just remember being
God
like,
bless.
Rick's an
Eric
open
Clapton has a
channel.
lot of really famous songs.
Yeah, he mostly known for hits.
Yeah, so
He's not really a jam guy.
Well,
Okay.
that's probably why Rick's gonna kill himself. Sign him already.
When
He's
you-
about to die.
When you would tell me about watching Tommy fight with his girlfriend in front of his house,
Oh.
I can't even believe
It's
it.
the best.
The fact that he lived across the street from you, and you'd look outside your house and you'd be on the phone fighting with a woman in the house,
Yeah, inside.
so tremendous.
And then all the
Wow.
neighbors knew about it.
Why were you talking to that man?
Look. Yeah.
What do you mean? I saw you know he abuses his girlfriend. Actually, I think she abuses him. Oh, I didn't know. And then it'd just be sad. I'm not coming back inside ever. Like, what are you doing, man?
A fight broke out in the OR one night, full on brawl between. It was a bunch
That's
of.
amazing.
It was mostly an African American crowd.
Yeah.
Neil's on stage, doesn't move, just kind of
Neil
like
Brennan.
yeah, puts his hand so he can see through the light, and it stops finally. And Neil goes, "Sorry about the race riot, guys." Everyone laughs. Tommy sticks his head out of the booth. "It's not a race riot. It's just people being drunk idiots." Literally walks out of the booth. I'm in the about the back door. He walks out 30 seconds later. "Fucking race riot in the OR." Okay,
He just got it, man.
you got it.
I loved when he would come from behind the curtain like the Wizard of Oz
Ugh.
and just yell out, especially with Dave Taylor would just shit all over him.
Yeah.
And he,
Dave,
Gotcha.
he'd get so defensive.
yes.
He'd see me the next day walking my dog. He'd storm over in his sweatpants.
Ew.
Last night, Dave Taylor called me white trash. Called me white trash. He's the one who's from Florida. I went to the same high school as Joe Biden's kids. Who's the trash? Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you
It's
probably
weird.
still.
Both.
Either way you slice it.
David
Oh.
Taylor was the first person to talk to me here. He pulled me aside after a set and he was like, "Lot of dick jokes, dude." And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Look, if that's what you want to do, but if not, you may want to like just
Venture out. into the-
pepper in some other stuff." He was
Like he was critiquing your
yeah.
shit.
He was just like,
saying,
"A lot of dick jokes, dude." And once at the Westwood, I was very new, and I'm on stage and I hear someone talking during my set, and I go, "What?" And David goes, "He's blind, Kevin." Just go, cool. Because I was about to like fight back. "Kevin, he's blind."
Tail. Always
pull
there.
back. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that place that we knew and love here, I feel like it's gone.
It's gone, but that's fine.
But we still got to witness it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Look, it's not like it could sustain itself.
I mean, there's still dumb, crazy shit, but not as bad as it was.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a functioning business now. It's not.
That's what people don't
it's
realize.
not the hobo
It's an
playground.
improv.
All
steroids.
we heard every month was it's gonna close. It's gonna close. You
Yeah.
just were
Oh my
waiting for it
God.
to close the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was
It's all we
hearing
used to talk about.
from
I
the
mean,
bank.
Where are we gonna go when
Yeah,
this
that's what
place closed?
People would always say, "What are you going to do when the comedy store closes?" And I'd be like, "I guess that's when my comedy career ends."
It's like, well, I
Looking
guess I'll
back
go to the
now-
Unurban and then I'll try to get into the
Unurban?
improv and like, yeah, Westwood Brew Co.
Dude, do you know how much better my life would be if this place would have closed in like 2008 and I could have still had enough time to try and do something else
So
in
you're
my life?
saying Mitzi's selling all of her assets and keeping this place alive.
It literally
Killed
ruined
you.
me as a human being.
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's still hope. Someone's going to discover me here.
yeah.
And, 17 years later, I still don't have representation. So the good news is club is still open.
Well,
There you go.
also the better news is you and I are now obsolete. So
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's
That's
tough.
not true.
Yeah, no, we're pretty unusable at this point. White men in their 40s,
Oh, yeah, you're
it's
right.
over.
He's
That-
not in his 40s yet.
But it might
I'm
as
getting
well be.
there.
Yeah,
Son
it's
And
of
close
a
enough.
bitch.
the problem is that if they need a white guy in our age group, they're just going to use one of the famous ones who's
Yeah.
been famous since he
Right.
was in his 30s.
Yeah,
Well, look,
exactly.
I'm over 45 and white and female, so I've been dead for at least
No,
10
that
years.
female might just keep you
Not unless I have a
afloat.
dick, a tranny.
Listen, we don't call
you
them that
can't
anymore.
say that anymore.
I could say whatever the fuck I
I mean,
want.
yeah, you
Nobody
can,
even
I'm
pays
just saying.
attention to me.
I just want credit for saying you can't say that
Yeah,
anymore.
you played the part
That was
well
Kevin
there.
Yeah, I nailed
Christy
it.
that said
Yeah, I
that.
nailed it. I
Rick
nailed it.
didn't give a shit.
No, I have.
Listen, these dick chicks, and I mean they're
What is Dice called? Half chicks.
Oh,
Half
He's
Jesus
half
Christ.
butter dicks.
Jesus, Dice.
He was we were in New York, and David Tell and Jeff Ross were doing that bumping mics thing
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
Comedy Cellar, and Dice went on. knowing full well he doesn't know how to play that fucking kind of
Yeah.
game, right? He doesn't. So he's just doing his act. He's
Yeah.
just doing it, saying horrible things,
Yeah.
shitting on Asians for at least 5-6 minutes, calling them Asianals, horrible things, right? When they came over here, like I mean, he sounds just like a prehistoric idiot. It was amazing, and so he's just going on, and they're just staring at him at the cellar, and
They crawled out of the shipping container.
it was that bad.
Yeah.
And Attell goes, Jesus, Dice, you got to calm down. You're scaring the shit out of this guy. Somebody get him a support dog and a bowl of kale, quick. I almost threw up. I was so happy.
Dude, I remember I went on stage on a Sunday to pop in, and Attell came in, and
He's the
afterwards
best.
Simone, I get off stage, Simone goes, "You made Attell laugh." I go, "You're lying, and that's so mean." He goes, "No, dude, I'm serious." And Attell goes up, and afterwards Attell goes, "Dude, you had a good set." And I was fucking dying.
Trust me. He
I was
said
just
it to
like,
me the
"Holy
other night,
shit."
and I still can't breathe.
I mean, dude,
He sucked my dick one time, guys.
Dave.
his kissing is so slow.
So
You wouldn't think it'd be
concise.
because his
Yes,
mind is
like-
so rapid fire,
Right.
but his
the
lips,
tongue
You
just...
never
the time he takes.
softest whiskers.
Oh, he's
And he gets in there so
this
gently
guy's
and-
beard oil is the smells. You don't want it to ever end.
I think we should end on that.
One time I had Dave Attell fuck me in a dumpster.
Is that true? Painter. That's amazing.
Fuck, it tells good.
Oh, he's so good.
He
I
is
can't
funny.
stand these headphones anymore.
No, my ears
Sorry.
feel sweaty.
All right.
It's
Thank
balmy
you
in here. When I came back in, I'm like, I should just
You
leave.
felt it?
Oh yeah. I mean,
We're
it's
in a-
it's
we're in a
like
basement.
Houston in August here.
Oh,
Inside, you walk out there, you're right back in miserable Los Angeles.
yeah. Houston. I've been in Houston in the summer. It is awful.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
just
not
in
cool.
Dallas.
Woof.
It was
I went to
pretty gross.
Houston and Brownsville, Texas, with Paulie one summer.
Yeah.
It was one of
Bragger.
the worst.
How much merch money did you skim?
In that month, I probably cleared $3.5 grand. I did Brownsville, Houston,
You're like the door guys.
Dayton, Ohio, and Wichita, Kansas, and just filled my pockets.
Yeah. God bless.
But again, he was taking 175 of my 500 off the top and pretending like I didn't know,
Right.
and I was taking, $1.5 grand
It was
from each
you
location.
you had a liar's handshake going. It was
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
it's not
that.
a big deal.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that big of a deal,
No.
you know. And he belittled me regularly,
Sure.
and then
Okay.
there was an extra $500 tariff for every time that happened.
You charged a tariff.
Also, I was paying the other comics better than he was, so
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I went with Renazizi and Ari to Phoenix, and he refused to pay Ari at all.
I'm
And-
stealing every T-shirt.
And
I
so
don't care.
then we get back in the Pauly Shore's dead wagon to drive back to L.A., and Ari's like, I honestly can't believe I didn't make any money the whole weekend. And Steve was like, hey, Darnell, how much did we end up getting make? I was like, oh, everybody's getting 800 cash. Money in the bank, hell.
These kids didn't meet Darnell.
They didn't know Darnell.
Darnell's great.
What's your address? P.O. Box the streets.
That's P.O. Box, the streets, USA.
The three.
The
I love when he gets the three.
Oh fuck.
I
So
miss
good.
him. I miss all those characters.
Those were good times.
Did
man.
you enjoy the podcast? Because it's all about you. I mean, we.
Look,
we
How are
need
prices
help.
in the valley? Can we bring him in? How do we?
Valley's very hot right now.
Dude.
I hear people buying houses in neighborhoods. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, I got a place in Van Nuys. I'm like, why? But
Yeah, why
Van
would you
Nuys
do
is
that?
now a place you live.
Dude, I had to move out of Sherman Oaks because of the abundance of homeless people taking dumps in the 8x8 patch of grass in front of my condo building.
God.
It happened probably 20 times. It never happened at all for
In
7
San
years.
Francisco, they have an app that tells you which streets have the most human shit on them. They do.
No.
Dude, it got
There's a
bad.
BART. There's like a BART station entrance that they basically just stopped using as an entrance because it turned into such a village
Ugh.
of homeless people. They're like, you can't even walk through there.
Yes. See where all the shit is.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, kill
Have
it.
fun. Bye, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Rick's the funniest person
He
here.
really is. He's so fucking funny. Wow.
Okay.
Quit tonight.
You go after Ingram. You calm him down. the 5 days after my father died, I had to follow Ingram in the fucking OR. I was like, can you give me a minute? I'm still in shock. You're going after Ingram. I hope everything's okay.
How you feeling? Who
Motherfuck.
cares? Jesus. That's
Calm him down.
terrible.
Don't cry. Okay.
Don't cry.
I mean, he didn't say that.
I could
but-
hear him saying that.
Yeah, but he didn't. But you could hear him saying it. You can imagine it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Please,
doing this. I greatly
anytime.
appreciate it. Thank you for your realtor.
Anytime, John Bronson. If you have a house or need a house to sell, no one's better. No one's better in the world.
Yeah.
He's the best. He cracked the code.
I'm
gotta figure it
gonna
out.
if I ever get an extra nickel, I'm gonna call you
Yeah, you call him.
to buy
you
a
call
house.
Him. Yeah.
There you go. I'm just gonna call you.
Yeah, just
Hey,
call him.
how are
call
you?
him to talk. Just
Who
just
is
call him
this?
to talk.
Who is this?
Oh, he just loves to talk.
Remember we did the podcast? Anyway,
yeah.
why do you
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Well, too late now. You're half on camera anyway, so
This is going out
it's
everywhere.
3 cameras.
Oh.
There's one.
Ugh.
The Comedy Store podcast.
Tell me how I find it. Tell me.
Anywhere you find podcasts. Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
A little over 3 years now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is your second time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring 'em in and
we're with All Things Comedy. We have only Comedy Store paid regulars on, and we tell old Comedy Store tales for the most part.
No time goes as fast as comedy time. You just wake up and you're like, I've been doing it how fucking long?
Yes.
What?
And then when we have newbies on, like Rick will be like, they don't have any good Comedy Store stories.
Yeah.
But some of them do because they have all this fear and angst of coming here and even getting in.
As long as if you work here, you'll end up having an experience.
Oh, yeah. And so when we
The
have
kids
the
that work
employees-
here, I'm sure. I mean, I never did it, and I'm sure it's like,
they're gonna be telling Kevin Christie's story.
well, it's grueling or whatever, and like, but you'll leave here with like such a base of suffering.
Yeah.
Every other room's a cakewalk.
There's a lot of Eleanor stories,
Oh,
just in
yeah.
case you're wondering.
Just in case you were wondering. Her.
That's me. He goes,
Just in case.
what's amazing
What
is
are we
he
gonna
goes,
do with
"Yeah."
this?
It was the girl, a comic, who was in
What
the
an insult. I
bathroom.
mean, you've been doing this 3 years, and I just go.
No, That's my, let me explain something. That's my whole
She's
life.
Dice's ex-fiance.
I have 9 brothers and sisters, and they go, who's Eleanor? I'm number 8,
9 brothers and
She's
sisters.
from Philadelphia.
South Philly.
Ugh, what a garbage
Want to
place.
fight me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm going home next week. I
Are
can't
you?
wait. Yeah. I'm working. I'll do my plugs West Nyack
To go
next
see your
week.
36 cousins.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God, that's pretty close. First cousins.
Right.
27.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Catholics. You guys can't-
Animals.
why can't they
People
stop
who don't
fucking?
pull out. Yeah. It's gross. They're sickening.
Yeah.
I tried to tell them, stop it.
Right.
Don't do it.
The only religion where a gay priest could impregnate someone through gay sex. It's really impressive,
so
the Catholics. They
cool.
know how to do it. Well done.
Sex, apparently.
They loved it. They cannot stop fucking.
We are fuckers.
Yeah, you
if
can't.
will.
Irish twins. That's not a Protestant
No, the
invention.
Irish. I have a niece and nephew that are the same age for a month.
The Jew-
You know how fucking
That is
terrifying.
so fucking
Those
funny.
stitches aren't even out.
That is
How do you
so
get in there?
funny.
Yeah.
Babe, I need it. Just Jesus.
What do you mean you're sore?
No,
yeah.
yeah.
But not much.
sex with the Jews.
One
Oh
time
no, the Jews.
I was
you
dating.
just make them soup. You're fine.
John's Jewish, and I was dating a Jewish girl once, and he goes, "Kevin, I have to. Why would you pick this?
That's true. Yeah.
Why would you do this? I have to. You don't have to. Why are you? Why?
I've dated quite a few Jews.
Yeah,
I've
me
learned
too.
how to make chicken noodle soup. You know, you got to learn your
Yeah.
role.
My brother, who's single and Jewish, says that women love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, why? Why does?
We love the Jews.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They're
You're
easy.
You're funny people, and you like to talk.
it's true.
Yeah. Not
You're a
this-
funny people.
They are. They're hilarious.
Great.
All right.
Thank you for
Good job.
coming
This
in.
was a lot of
John
fun.
Bronson,
I
real
thought we were gonna
having me.
sit on the
Yeah.
shit on the Jews for a minute. I thought it was gonna get
We
fun.
can keep going.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Go to my website. I'll be in West Nyack next week. Do you have any dates coming up?
I'll just be here.
West Nyack Labor Day. Kevin will be here with Rick,
Yeah.
kicking ass.
Come
in the
see me.
main
I
room.
have an open house on
John has he has an open house where
11 to 2. No, I'm kidding.
go look at an open house in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
and
It's
see
got
what you can't
360-degree
afford.
views. These views. Look at the views. 360 degrees. You got to look at it.
Wait, you don't know that story.
No.
We'll do it after.
Go. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening. Rate, subscribe, do all that shit. Follow Kevin Christy. Just at Kevin Christy.
Yeah,
Nothing.
and I have a YouTube show about stickers I'm going to put
Yes.
out in like 2 weeks.
What? All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.